This is for all you high-performing golfers out there, serious golfers, tournament players, and committed golfers. Or if you have junior golfers or kids who are tournament players, highly committed and serious players, this is going to be the smallest little shift that you can start doing immediately and see the biggest results. And the great thing about this is these results start to compound over time. I'm Aki Matsumura here, and today I want to share with you the importance of a morning routine. Right? We all may have heard of like morning routines are great, but we really don't know. And sometimes we get stuck because we don't know what to do. And when we start getting our morning routine, why it's so important is because like it sets the pace, it sets the intention, it sets like up your whole day. And if you don't have anything in the morning to set your intention for the day, then you're leaving it up to chance, and it leads you to a very, very reactive day where some days you can have extremely well if things are going right, but the moment one thing goes off, then everything comes tumbling down and you're playing this reactive game, and it'll be by chance or by luck that you can recover. And so you can systematically start to design your days by having a very, very consistent routine in the morning. And again, the key is consistent. And so, oftentimes we see these morning routines that are so complex that there's so many different steps that sounds really great on paper, but when it comes down to it, it's just too complex for, it's too complex for us to execute it every single day. And maybe we'll do it for a day, we'll do it for a week. We might even do it for a month before it starts to wear off, and then we don't do it anymore. And so today I want to share with you 3 simple things that you can do that is very easy and you can start to do every day, and it will transform and change your life. So first, as soon as you wake up, it's always getting some kind of food in your system. So giving yourself the energy, feeding yourself. I remember before for myself, I would always skip breakfast, or I'd skip eating or doing anything or drinking anything in the morning. So it's getting food in my system, and I'd be reacting later because I'd get hungry, and I'd be cutting stuff off during the day or stopping in the middle of something because I'm hungry. Like, have you ever had that feel where like, oh man, I gotta go eat something, I can't think straight? You stop what you're doing and then you go eat, and that feeling that you get is different every single day. Like some days it'll be within the first hour. Other days you might last 2 or 3 hours later, but it's just not consistent. And then you start reacting from the get-go. And so to get some food and get the energy in your body is within the first hour of waking up. Go ahead and eat and drink something. Get yourself some fuel to start to process the rest of your day, right? Again, we're thinking about something that's simple, something that you can do all the time. And so you might be one of those people, I know I was in the beginning where I love breakfast and I want to make this fancy eggs or pancakes or whatever it might be that takes some time, takes some preparation. And it's although it's fun and exciting to do, it doesn't really last. And so think about something that you can eat every single day, that you can drink every single day, and make it so simple that it's easy, right? And give yourself a few different options so you can have some variety in the week. For myself, within 30 minutes of waking up, I'll always have a tall glass of water, my green drink, and I'll have some protein, some eggs, right? Sometimes I have a shake, which is if I have to get out sooner, I'll definitely have a shake, or I'll make some eggs, boil some eggs. Sometimes I have some leftover meat from the day before, some steak or some chicken that I'll make with some vegetables, and something that I can put together in a few minutes. So make sure it's really simple so you can do it all the time and it's not taking up all your time, right? And so the second thing that I'll always do, or that you can always do to create your morning routine, is for me, I do something called a daily focus, right? And it's setting my intention for the entire day. And what my daily focus consists of is 3 things. It's starting off with my gratitude. It's extremely important that I start off with my gratitude because when you're coming from a place of gratitude and what you're grateful for, then it doesn't matter how off you wake up in the morning. You can't be grateful and upset. You can't be grateful and scared. You can't be grateful and angry or sad at the same time. So it takes tons of intention to put yourself in a place of gratitude every single morning, and it gets you to start off thinking good and in the right place. Because once you're in a place of gratitude, then the second part of my daily focus is my conscious self creations, or some of you guys might know that as affirmations, of creating myself of who I want to be. And again, if you're not coming from a place of gratitude, then you'll just be saying these affirmations, and they just won't mean anything. If you're upset, if you're sad, if you're angry, if you are tired, like if you're not present, then they're just words that you're saying, and there's no meaning behind it, and there's just no point to doing it, and you're just wasting your time. So start with some gratitude, then your conscious self-creation, where you're creating yourself, and finally, it is my goals. Reviewing my goals, my dreams of where I want to go, whether it's in the short term. I have them all listed down. Short term within the next 3 months, within the next year, and some legacy things for my lifetime. And it's seeing those things every single day. So, second thing I do is my daily focus. Every single day, whether it's in my computer or I'm writing it in my journal, I'm doing it somewhere where I'm coming from a place of gratitude. I'm creating myself through my conscious self-creation, and then from there I can really connect to my goals and my dreams, the things that are really going to move me and matter in my life. And finally, once I'm in this good place, the last thing I do is I look at my schedule. I look at everything that I've already planned out and scheduled for the day. I look at my calendar, and in my calendar I just drop in for 10 to 30 seconds at each event in my calendar to actually live that moment of what it's going to be like. So for example, today I'm at the golf course and I'll be seeing 5 clients today. I also have a event or some family friends coming over today that we're going to have something at the house for a few hours. And then I'll close the day with family time with my daughter Charlotte, Seiko. And then I have my evening routine. And so what I mean by looking at your calendar, I'm looking at every event in my calendar from the start to the finish, right? And I'm dropping in there as if it's really happening, and I'm living through each of the events. So by the time I get to the event that I'm doing, for example, I have a client that I'm coaching in the next 25 minutes here, right? It's not going to be the first time I'm coaching them today, because I've already went in, I've reviewed my notes, kind of imagined over the hour session that I'll have with them, what is that going to be like? What's our intention? What's the goal? What's the outcome that we're shooting for at the end? And for me, getting the feedback and getting the notes from my client and seeing where they're at, I'm able to do that, and I get to drop it there and spend about 30 seconds. Okay, what is it? What are we talking about? Where are we going? How is it going to be? And kind of just reliving my day. After that, I'll have a few minutes before my next client comes in, and I actually live into that moment, right? And so my schedule are in 2-hour blocks. So I'll have 2 clients coming in a row, but then I'll have a 15-minute reset where I take a quick walk. I'll breathe. I'll even live the reset. What am I doing in my reset? What's going to get me that energy back so I'm prepared for my next 2-hour block? And so jumping into that 2-hour block with the client, even things that are fun, right? Today at 3:30, I have some family friends coming over with their kids, with our daughter. Like, it's not the first time that I'm going to see them for today, because I've already been there this morning. When they come, right, I already know, what are we doing? I imagine I'm going to make a lunch for them. We're going to make some burgers, some sliders, and I have some stuff already for my daughter and his kids where they'll do some Easter decorations together, right? And the conversations I want to talk about Obviously, it's not going to be exactly how I imagine it, but it's going to be pretty close. But even when I get there, the chance of me having and guaranteeing that enjoyment in those blocks are going to be so much more guaranteed because I've already been there, right? And even closing my day with our, evening time with the family, what we'll do as a family once Seiko gets home, I block that off from 6 p.m. every single day. And in that 90-minute window as a family, what do we do? What are we having for dinner, right? Things that we need to discuss, and all the way into my evening routine. What am I doing? Whether, some nights I put Charlotte down and I imagine what's the routine she needs to know as I put her down. Tonight is not my night, right? So I have my personal time. I even have personal time blocked off. What will I be doing in that personal block of that hour that I would normally be putting Charlotte down for myself? What are the things that interest me, right? So I'm doing my best not to react in my blocks. Are they 100% accurate all the time? No. But what it does give me, it gives me insight on what I'm going to be doing. And so again, morning routine is extremely important because it sets your intention for the day and allows you to plan out and actually live your day before you even get there in real time. So if you are a highly committed golfer, serious golfer, imagine if you had a round to play today. And imagine if when you stepped on the golf course, it wasn't the first time you're seeing the golf course, or not the first time you're seeing it for the day. Imagine going through it, all 18 holes in your head at the start of your day. Imagine going through your warm-up before your round. What will you be doing? What's the intention of the warm-up? Based on when you wake up, you might feel a little bit different. What are you going to be doing there? Like, how will that look for you? How do you want to feel at the end of that? And you start to design the way your day is going to look. And I promise, the more you can start to create and design your own plan and get yourself out of that place of reactiveness, you're going to see massive, massive change that exponentially gets your scores to drop, you to achieve and win the tournaments that you've always been wanting to do, right? And these are the simple things that we want to make consistent. Again, when we look at our morning routine, make it super simple so you can do it every single day and have it a non-negotiable. If you make it too complex, then it'll sound great on paper. It'll sound great to others. It'll even sound great to yourself, but you just won't execute. So a plan that sounds great is only good if you can execute it. So again, keep it simple. 3 little things for your morning routine. Get some food in your system in the morning to give you some energy. Do your daily focus. And third, live out your day entirely with some intention before you even start your first block.